This month has been filled with stories of the horrors lurking in the cold shadows. But we have yet to discuss the cold itself. For many, the challenge may not stem from the lumbering big bads or tusk-having beasts, but rather the season itself. The cold winds are rising, and I think it's time to see just how to go about getting to that springtime rain. But believe it or not, our journey through winter actually begins in autumn. I'll meet you there. So, a new world beckons and day one dawns. But where do we begin? Well, it's full on Nomad Time, and it is as simple as roaming every which way and gathering just about all you can see, especially twigs and grass. But pick up whatever flint you find as well, and hopefully locate a nice set of gold veins as soon as possible, as this will allow for a tremendously fast start to the real gathering of resources. You'll be using a lot of flint in your nomadic travels, so get as much as you can within reason. Obviously, don't forget wood, as you'll need some to create a science machine ASAP. And that is because we will use what resources we have gathered to make a couple vital items. Nab yourself a basic backpack to instantly increase your storage capabilities on your travels. And then, make a shovel, the tool that will lead us in the promised land. From now on, don't just pick resources, dig them up entirely. Doing this will allow you to replant twigs, grass, and berry bushes later when we go to construct our wintry haven. And I mean dig everything, folks. Each set of these just makes your life that much easier later. And heck, it's only day 2 for crying out loud. Just keep on destroying nature one dig at a time. But there's something else that needs mentioning. And that's flower petals. On your travels, pick up all you see and keep them for yourself. You'll thank me later, I promise. If you are struggling to find grass in an area, just head into the grasslands biome to find, well, grass. Who would have guessed? And locate some moose goose spawns to hit the jackpot with a number of berry bushes for your berry pleasures. Don't know about the spawns? No worries. You'll know it when you see it. But Beard, it's only day 4 and my inventory is already full of these stupid stacks of stupid. Jeez, you sound as if that's a bad thing. You have 40 saplings, 40 grass tufts, and 30 berry bushes, all for your own use and self-sufficiency in less than 5 days. I mean, you're practically already done preparing some of the biggest aspects of base building. Just leave the stack someplace you'll remember and go back out for more. However, I am gonna need you to be a bad boy or girl for a second and burn a forest down. No big deal, but it should be a roaring field of hot death if you want things done quick. But go ahead and chop till charcoal drops, as we will need some for base preparedness later. I would get 2 to 3 stacks or more if I was you. With petals still rotting but resources gathered, you are seriously done with base preparation by day 5. And this extends beyond winter as well. Oh, you will need a gear or 2 as well, so obtain them through digging up graves, rummaging through tumbleweeds, or my favorite, murder. But what about us as a player? What do we need and potentially get for ourselves before the deep freeze? Well, I'd actually recommend nipping down in the caves to nab some light bulbs so you can craft a lantern for yourself. This will be your go-to light source, as wasting grass and twigs come winter, or kinda ever really, isn't necessary. Technology, ho! Also, I would murder a beef or 2 in your pursuit for warmth. Just don't think you'll get away with it that easy. There's a far better way to go about this. Feed a beef some grass and it will follow ya. Lead it away from the herd and then get your killing on. Beefs are an easy kite at 5 swings per its 1, so make note. And your spoils for such a heinous act against creation come in the form of meat, fur, and perhaps even a horn. All 3 useful, but 2 will aid in your quest to battle the cold. I don't believe I need to explain how to obtain silk. Just kill spooters for Pete's sake, and boom! A winter hat can be yours in preparation for the white stuff. However, we can go a step above. A beefalo horn in hand, we can craft ourselves 1 beefalo hat. The best item for your head in terms of insulation in the entirety of Don't Starve. It's just that easy. Then all you need is a thermal stone and you are ready for what winter will bring to your giblets. If you've done all this and have stayed with me, things are looking up for you. And just like that, your winter preparations are complete by day 7. I swear I didn't plan that, but all praise regardless. Now, I actually recommend you stay nomadic until about day 10 to 12. But if you're itching to build, ain't nothing stopping you about from picking a spot for it. If you're an advanced player, I say you can camp anywhere at any time. But for those of you who are not, picking a spot near rabbits allows for access to meat all winter long. And a spot near beef can come with many benefits. So why not look for a location near both, yes? I shouldn't have to say it, but getting an alchemy and fire pit up should be high on the priority list, so get to it, chums. But then, it's planting time, baby. Time to replace all that lovely nature you destroyed earlier with your own self-efficient kind, starting with grass here. Of course, the more, the merrier. Twigs don't need no re-fertilization, so getting them up quickly can net you lots of twigs fast. Just be careful in placing them, as they can be a little finicky at times. But before you place down your berry bushes, do yourself a favor and create a pen like the one you see here, as it will help create a super efficient but low-cost food farming within your own base. We'll touch on that later. Then you can place your bushes around it in any configuration that you like. Once again, the more, the berrier. But as we wait a bit, let's talk food, shall we? Starting with drying racks. Using some of that charcoal from earlier and other resources, these puppies will help extend the shelf life of our foodies. Specifically, meat. A piece of jerky in an icebox can last nearly 30 days. Very, very nice. For solo players, 10 or a bit above is probably alright, but you can always make more. And now, crockpots. These guys will help us create even bigger and better foods for our pleasure. And I recommend a configuration like this one here, as you'll have access to every pot along with the icebox at all times. Super efficient. And oh, the gears were for the icebox if you didn't know. What's this? Our petals have rotted? Yes, indeed. And that means it's time to begin the fertilization process, starting with your grass. Just be careful not to misclick and eat a faceful of delicious rot for lunch. And don't you forget your berry bushes either. We need these things fertilized ASAP, and rot is far more efficient than picking poop all day. Hence why gathering flowers early on is a winter strat. So, on the eve of day 12, we've built base. Our self-sufficient life is in motion, our food preparation and sustainment is in place, and we have all the gear we need for the cold. Wow, pretty easy, isn't it? Well, yeah, actually it is, but it takes practice, time, and patience. So I hope you're learning something out there, folks. But what now? Well, nothing's stopping you from doing just about anything else, but gathering more of everything should always be at the front of your mind. Because even though nothing grows in winter, that doesn't mean you can't grow anything now for winter. So getting some farms up is certainly a good idea, as extra food is always a good thing. Heck, even a bird cage can assist you in making eggs, providing more of the seeds that you want, and even more potential fertilizer. If you have one, great. If you don't, no big deal. But what is a big deal is keeping an eye on your base resources, as harvesting them as soon as they are ready will prove most efficient and help you out incredibly well in the long run, as none of this will grow come winter. Especially come grass, as you will blow through this stuff faster than that bean burrito that I had for lunch blew through me. It's used in armor, weaponry, light sources, etc. So you best make sure you have enough to outlast the wintry season, as roaming to find some while potentially battling the cold and darkness over and over again will be a pain in the ruckus for sure. So gather, gather, gather. As for berries, make sure to pick one and place it within the centered pen to use as a form of bait against the utterly horrendous horde of gobblers. Or at least, that's what you want to happen. You see, gobblers usually come out of bushes to eat other berries, but if you do what I've just done here, you can permanently aggro stun them, rendering them defenseless, meaning that you can kill them after harvesting the berries for even more food for you in the form of meat. Well done! You've made one of the best farms in the whole game with relative ease. But it's beard we're talking about, so we can be more efficient than that. With a corn, honey, and 2 twigs in the crockpot, you can make a powder cake, a pseudo-food item that spoils in over 12,000 days. Now this is a proper bait. But beard, winter's nearly here, and the wreath growth time makes it so I will only get 2 to 3 harvests in. Well, that's where Wicker comes into play, everyone. God mode activated. Using applied horticulture, you can spam grow and harvest again, and again. Keep it in mind that you should only pick berries in the mornings, as gobblers will run away at night. Do this a couple times and holy moly, you'll be looking fantastic. Now, on Winter's Eve, read one last time, but don't harvest this round. Why? Well, nothing grows in winter, right? But nothing is stopping anything from already being grown and ready to harvest leading into and during the deep freeze. So all this is our emergency ration, so to speak. Sometimes, folks, just being smart is how you survive this game. So, winter is here. After all that, what now? Well, we have to, holy gosh darn, Pangles are here now too? What the heck is happening? Note to everyone at home, don't underestimate the power of Pangles. As I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, then brutally murdered by the likes of Happy Feet twice. Winter is here, so let's talk about staying warm from now on, yes? From now on, wherever you go, your thermal stone and winter accessories are going with you, along with the resources needed for potential emergency fires, torches, heat-ups, etc. Remember, just because the white stuff is all over you doesn't mean rabbits are gone, so be sure to gather and murder the little buggers when you can. The beef are horny. No, seriously. Without a beef hat, they'll get angry and you'll end up deadzo if you ain't careful. And oh yeah, ice! You'll run into quite a bit of it come the season, and do yourself a favor and grab it. Ice is one of the best resources in game. Not kidding. A filler that once in an icebox will never melt. Grab tons of it before winter ends. And remember MacTusk? The exclusive winter mob that is a walrus that shoots you in the face and is also responsible for dropping 2 of the most important items in the game. Speaking of, get yourself a walking cane for your troubles and enjoy that speed boost for the rest of time. Plus, sparkles. And who doesn't love sparkles? And of course, get a Tam O'Shanter for incredible sanity regen capabilities and not a half-bad insulator for these cold nights. But speaking of nights, have fun running through them as you abuse a fully heated, aka orange-colored, thermal to your advantage. Yes, it's a viable light source as long as it remains orange. Use this knowledge wisely and you can save yourself a lot of hassle. And alright, pangolins are a thing in winter, and you can spawn them by roaming the edges of the map. Although, I don't know why you want to. That's better. I hope you recognize this guy here, seeing as we've done 2 previous videos on the sucker. If not, give them a watch. Claws awaits your booty. Oh, and there's this dude. I've made 3 separate videos on this one-eyed menace, so all I'll say here is that remain vigilant come the end of winter, and don't linger in base as he's spawning, or else you're in big doo-doo. Good luck. There you have it, everyone. An extensive guide on the winter season in Don't Starve Together. I hope you learned that initial preparation is key, knowledge is power, and that pangolins deserve to die. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.